I am here with
Julianne Gadori.
Okay, and Julianne, what is your position here?
So I am the executive director of Kimball Jenkins.
Okay, and what exactly do you do here at Kimball Jenkins in your position?
So Kimball Jenkins is a nonprofit organization, and we are dedicated to enhancing the arts, historic preservation, and cultural dialogue in the Capital Region. So as director, I do a little bit of everything, or a lot of bit of everything, and we are super fortunate to have a lot of people who take classes here, who work here, volunteer here, who are very passionate about lots of different things, aspects of our mission. We are in the middle of a restoration of our mansion, which includes the roof. The mansion was built in 1882, and it has a slate and copper roof. So the slate was actually in really great condition because it's rock, but the copper valleys and the areas where the slate joins, where there's junctures, copper does erode over time. So the roof hasn't been done since the 1880s. It's 140 years old. So we're very lucky that we haven't had to work on it since then. But in addition to the roof, because we have the opportunity to while there's scaffolding up, which is a once in 140-year opportunity, we're finding out some of the rafters of the roof are actually quite rotten, where the copper had eroded away. So there's lots of carpentry and fine woodwork that is being restored.
15 minutes or so in the attic, looking at parts of the restoration, actually some rotted wood and other things that are interesting. And then you'll be able to go out on the scaffolding from there. I will warn you, the scaffolding, you really need to hold onto the railings, watch your footing, be careful. It is construction scaffolding, it's OSHA certified, it's great scaffolding, but just be careful.
That the Hutchinson Company had their pick of the best wood. And so there was a wood that grew that's very rare today, but it's called like a pitch pine, and it looks similar to this. But if I were to plane that, you could smell the turpentine in it. So the wood is incredibly durable, and that's what saved all the wood on the dormers that you'll see outside, that you saw outside, right? They all kind of look like this, and I'll go through the description of the process. But so the wood was of incredible character and durability. Right, so you can see a little vestigial of that, like above each of the windows there's a header, which means there's a horizontal piece. It's perpendicular to the rafters. And you can see there's a little rectangle that comes through there with the edges chamfered or 45. That's a tenon. That's actually part of the horizontal header that comes through a mortise. So you can see what the mortise is, because it looks like they put a mortise in the wrong place in that other rafter up there. So, but they decided it didn't compromise the structural integrity of the rafter.
A little over 100 years. And they took great pride in it, so they never disposed of the original architect's drawings, of which this is a sample. They maintained it pretty carefully over the years, and they didn't remodel it to death. Although, this typical of generational change here. When the younger Kimballs took over, and that would be Dr. George in the 1890s, his father Sam died in 1899, and wouldn't you know it, within a year or two, they were modernizing the old place.
There's just a huge amount that is going into this project, so we feel very fortunate as stewards of the property, which is listed on the National Register of Historic Places, that we are able to be the generation that gets to steward this and take care of it for the next generations to come.